Hello. If you are looking to make these delicious steak tacos with your own homemade hot sauce, keep watching because I'm going to show you how I meal prep for the entire week because I'm a busy gal and I know you are too. So if you are looking to see my meal prep routine and just like the healthy meals that I make, enjoy this video. Because I was saying to myself, what I haven't done in a while is these meal prep videos. So I edited one together for you, and this was 1 week's worth of food. I do work full time, so let's get into it. So the first thing that you're gonna do is prep your meat or protein of choice. I know not everyone eats meat. So I went on Pinterest and I found just like some ideas of meals that I wanted to make, some quick and healthy meals. And for some reason this week I decided to make steak tacos. So I got me some nice juicy steak fillets and I'm just cutting it up into small pieces just to cook and to make sure it's all seasoned nice and properly. Funny enough, I'm used to cooking ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken. So this was new for me to actually have the pieces of steak. So what I'm doing is I am cooking it in a little bit of chicken broth just for some flavor. Sometimes I use vegetable broth, like it doesn't really matter. But just cutting it up in pieces to make sure that everything is cooked nice and evenly. You could also cook the full steak and then just cut it up after, but I don't know. I haven't cooked steak in so long, so I'm just cutting it up in nice tiny pieces. So for seasoning, this is the most important part, okay? Especially if you are on a diet or you're doing some kind of dietary restrictions, you want to season your food so it tastes good. Okay, so my seasonings of choice is garlic seasoning. I use paprika. I also use the spicy Montreal steak seasoning and some parsley flakes. Now, I can do a combination of all of them, or sometimes if I'm feeling like, oh, I don't really want to season that much, I can choose something else, but usually this is my go-to. This tasted amazing, okay, because I'm filming this after I've eaten it and it was delicious. It was delicious. It was so easy to make. I'm definitely going to be making this again this week. But yeah, so cook it to your level of like how you like it. I know some people like it medium rare, blah, blah, blah. Like I cook my meat till it's like, it's nice and tender. I don't want no blood. I don't want nothing like that. You know what I mean? But just cook it up nice and good. Look how delicious and juicy that steak looks. Okay, so now you're going to want to prepare your fresh produce. Now I wanted to kind of make like this little homemade salsa mix. So I got some fresh limes, some bell peppers, tomatoes, onions, and some cilantro. So what I'm gonna do is this is what I'm gonna be putting into my little taco, kind of garnishing it, putting it on top. So I picked a nice firm tomato just so that when I cut it, it's not all mushy and liquidy. I'm just dicing it up however I want, you know, putting it into a little bowl. I'm also gonna dice up the white onion, and what I do is I just cut up and prep my fresh produce. I can keep it in the fridge separately, and then when it's time for me to take it to work, I prepare little tiny bowls of like a little portion of each, and I'm gonna show you that when I'm done here. But pretty much when I take it to work, I have like my little homemade salsa, so the tomatoes, a little bit of onion, the cilantro, and a lime, and then I can build my little tacos as I'm going to, like when I'm at work. So that just kind of works out for me, and this is what I've done. Instead of having the tacos pre-made, it'll get soggy. So like just to avoid things getting soggy, put it separately, okay? So I have been trying to get more fruits and vegetables into my diet. It is fall, it's, you know, getting dark and stuff like that. So like I'm trying to eat, I don't know, brighter foods. I don't know if it's like a mental thing, but like I just feel when I eat brighter foods, I'm just like happier, I feel healthier. You know, it's already dark outside, like why not have my food be colorful? So I got some nice corn nibblets. This is canned corn. You can actually roast your own corn and then just cut it off yourself. I was just in a time crunch. But I cut up some bell peppers, so tomatoes, onions, blah, blah, blah. A nice like seasonal mix of fruits and veggies. Another thing you could do if you have a hard time eating veggies, honestly, you could make your own like little salsa. So like actually blend up the vegetables and make it into a sauce. And then you kind of trick yourself, oh, like I'm eating vegetables. Like that's what I do with my pasta sauce. Like I'll just make a bunch of veggies and then I'll blend it up and then it's my pasta sauce. And I'm tricking myself into eating the veggies, but I'm, it's there. So I'm going to be making a homemade hot sauce. So what I'm doing is just rolling the lime to make sure the juices are nice and like flowing and everything. You want to make sure that when you pick limes, they're soft. Honestly, that's how you know the ones with the most juice. So I'm just preparing, as you can see, the little 2 containers. I have a little bit of every single garnish there. And then I'm gonna pack the tortillas and like the cheese and stuff like that separately so it doesn't get soggy. But for the hot sauce, you're gonna put some vinegar, then you're also gonna put the Thai red chili peppers, and then you're also gonna put some lime juice. So you're gonna mix that up. Delicious, delicious. So I'm cutting up my fresh fruits. Like I told you, I'm trying to get fruits into my diet. And because it is cold season, it is getting colder, guys. I wanted to have like some immunity shots and stuff like that, but I'm also trying to get some vitamin C into my diet to avoid being sick. So we got some nice oranges. Also, I don't know about y'all, but like when I eat something savory, I want a sweet treat, and I've been trying to avoid eating like kind of like junky things like chocolate and stuff like that. So I decided to have some fresh fruit. Now I'm going to keep doing this until, you know, the fresh fruit in my grocery store is kind of like not in season. I used to do watermelon. That's usually in the summer. It's out of season now, so the watermelon ain't sweet. But yeah, oranges usually all throughout the winter. Those are nice and juicy. But yeah, here's the homemade hot sauce that we made, and it was delicious. Like I literally brought it to some coworkers at work and they were fighting over it. They were like, can you make me some of this? Like it was so freaking good. And if you wanted it to be more creamy, you can add some mayo or sour cream, anything like that. But like I wanted like a nice, like almost like a dressing. So this is how I'm preparing the little pitas. So there's these little naan bread, little, I don't know, little tortillas and they're super cute, so I kind of made it like tapas. But here's the meat. I'm just portioning it out, so I'm gonna separate it into about 5 containers. So this is gonna last for the entire week. So I have 2 portions that I'm gonna be taking with me to the office, and then the rest is for when I work from home, so I don't have to cook during the week. Everything is there, it's prepared, it's portioned out. I don't have to worry. So I grab the meat, my fruits, the garnishes, and I'm ready for the day. Another thing that I do in my meal prep routine is my juicing. So like I said, it is the cold season, so I make these do-it-yourself immunity shots. So I take fresh ginger, fresh turmeric, and I just run it through the juicer. If you don't have a juicer, you can use a blender. That's what I used to do before I got this, and just strain out the pulp and stuff like that. Unless you like the pulp, you can keep that in. I personally don't. But this one, I don't have to skin the ginger because it actually separates it in the machine. So I get the nice little juice, and then I just buy like a cheap orange juice jug. I could actually juice fresh oranges. It's just a lot. It's pretty, I don't know, it's time consuming. So I fill up a craft with the orange juice, add the fresh ginger, add the fresh turmeric, and this lasts me 2 weeks. So I don't have to juice for another 2 weeks, which is great. And I just take a little mason jar of it every single morning. You don't need so much, honestly. Ginger is very potent. Take that every morning. That's for digestion. That's for my you know, my health, make sure I don't get sick. And honestly, this has helped me so much to avoid being sick. It's amazing. So I just keep that little craft little, you know, container into the fridge. It's nice and chilled. Carry that with me to work, and it's just amazing. And yeah, I just feel really fulfilled when I prepare all my food for the week on Sunday. I don't have to worry about wondering what's for dinner, you know, wondering what I have to eat. Like, that's the thing with me. If I don't have things prepared, that's when I go for junk food and like bad options. So having everything out there is just perfect for me. And I'm a visual person, so I can see the fruits, I see the meats, and I see the garnish and stuff like that. And for me, that makes me want to eat it. But if I just had everything just not cut up and not prepared, to me, it's so much work, and I'm just gonna avoid doing it because I'm lazy. And I'm busy. But yeah, if you're a busy person like me and you're just looking to eat healthy and looking for new ideas, my Pinterest is down below. You can get some ideas from me. But I also do meal prep routines on my channel very frequently. I do it every single week, film it for you guys, and I edit it. So here is my week's spread of food, and this was delicious, delicious. And just, I don't know, just it's so satisfying to know that you cooked for yourself. And when I showed my friends the tacos that I made, they were like, it looked like it was from a restaurant. It literally looked amazing. Everybody from work was just jealous. Like, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Chef's kiss, okay? Dieting, honestly, eating healthy doesn't have to be boring. You can have amazing food like this and still feel healthy. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Bye!